Good morning, everyone. It's 6 a.m. and we're in beautiful Whitney, Ontario at the Algonquin Eastgate Motel. We're still technically in a stay-at-home order here in Ontario. The COVID-19 pandemic, now 2021. But we're allowed to day trip into the park. We just can't go camping. So we decided to rent the hotel at the east gate of Algonquin Park, and we're gonna do a couple days of day tripping. We're gonna go in for probably 10 hours. Our plan is to access the park at either Smoke or Cache Lake, make our way down through the Madawaska River all the way back to Whitney. I think what we're doing isn't breaking any COVID rules. We're doing day trips. We are separated into boats that are in each other's bubbles, and we're not going to be wearing masks, but we're going to do our best to stay 6 feet. Weather's been gorgeous. It was 38 degrees Celsius yesterday. It's obviously a little cooler this morning. Fog's coming off the water, and the temperature I think is going to be a little cooler today, in the 20s at least. So feels good to be back in the park. Alright, so shortly after 8 o'clock, we stopped at the East Gate, got a day pass, $21 day pass. Just unloaded all the boats, and we're about to launch on the Cache Lake. So we're going into the park pretty lean. Just got some day packs, all of our fishing gear, and we packed a few roadies for lunchtime. And the bugs are thirsty. Ready to go, Eric?
Ready to go.
What are your thoughts?
I think we're gonna be plowing through. We're gonna go pretty far today. I think I'm here to help you out for once.
Yeah, it'll be nice not to paddle solo for first time in a couple of years. Bit of a cloudier day. We've had really bright sunny days for a couple weeks now, and with the bugs being this heavy, hopefully we can get into some fish today. So we're heading from Cache Lake down the Madawaska through Lake of Two Rivers into Rock, and we're basically paddling the way back to Whitney. So here's to hopefully a good successful day of fishing and day tripping through Algonquin Park. All right, so we basically just crossed Cache Lake and had our first incident of the trip. Eric smashed our fourth of 4 paddles.
It was a double incident. Triple mistake, actually.
Yeah.
Because that was our spare, and we forgot to bring the proper amount of paddles to begin with. So we started off using our spare, and we should have thrown that paddle out after I cracked it on the last trip.
Yeah.
But instead we brought it with us, and now it's finished its...
So the newbie here has been misled by the experienced group.
The newbie's the one that forgot his paddle.
Oh,
He just broke his paddle. You guys don't happen to have a spare paddle? Are you guys with the lodge? Oh. Okay. Like, do you care? Like, we're staying up for the weekend. If you want, can we use it today and then drive it back to you?
All right, so those lads, they're doing some work today in the park, I guess.
So we just waved them down, asked them if they had a spare paddle. They did. So at the end of the day, we're gonna try and swing back to their truck in the parking lot and give back to them. You know, nice people. Thank God, it's gonna make our day a lot easier with 2 people paddling. So thanks guys, didn't even get a name, but good lads, and off we go.
Probably couldn't see that on camera, but we just had I don't know, a good 40-50 feet from shore, a red squirrel swimming across the channel, which I've never seen in my life. I'm sure it happens, but you ever see that, Ryan? Ryan says he's also never seen a squirrel in the water before. I thought it was a sick, and then I thought maybe it was like a baby beaver or something, which I've also never seen, but I assume they'd be small. But nope, just a little red squirrel just giving her across the water.
So this is a remnant here of an old rail bridge, possibly back from the logging times. You can see the flat pier. And we came through here probably 4 or 5 years ago, and it seems to be even a little worse for wear now than it was then. Water's obviously higher now. So we're just leaving Cache Lake, and we're headed in this direction to the right, down into the Madawaska River. And water appears to be high, so I think we'll be just fine on the Madawaska. Oh, there, Rick. There's stumps on this side.
Both sides.
They're just below the water.
It is actually.
So we just finished the 190-meter portage on the Madawaska. We just fished this pool, saw a couple 4 big brook trout, but nothing's really biting. And water levels are quite low this year, so we're just walking a bit around the corner, see if it gets a little deeper. Could be a long day, boys, if this is the norm. Old alder. Boy, how I've missed you.
Ryan and I are the light guys, so we slid right over it. He's jealous. Look at him over there being all jealous. Jealous, bud? It's okay, be jealous.
All right, so we've been paddling down the Madawaska, and this is, I think, our 4th, maybe 5th beaver dam pullover. This is a big one though, so we're gonna try and looks like a little carryover here on the left, so we're gonna avoid this one. Okay, it's basically noon, 10 minutes to noon. We've made it to the Head Creek Marsh. So in this direction, that's back up the Madawaska. We're sitting on the hiking trail. I want to say this is the old railway bike trail. And it's a gorgeous spot. So this is the Madawaska here. And somewhere in this area, Head Creek goes off, I think right there. So we did that creek on our way to, I think it was Head or Harness, and on our way into Lawrence, I think it was called. But we did that in August a couple of years ago. I remember Head Creek being very shallow. We had to walk most of it. Water's low now. We've had so many carryovers, 5, 6 carryovers, and we're anticipating a few more. But it's a gorgeous day. It's like 27, 28 degrees, sunny, and the bugs aren't too bad, so it's been great.
could do it, right? No?
Maybe not. All right, so we're on the 195 Madawaska to Madawaska. You can hear, might even be able to see, passing a nice little falls. Definitely couldn't have ran it. It's making good time now. Hasn't been many pullovers since we stopped, so we're making much better time now. This portage is right on a old road or current road, couldn't tell you, but very easy portage. Short, it's only a 195.
That's what we'll do. We'll do rating the top berries. So definitely the top berry is going to be the blueberry. So that's your number 1 berry. Next, strawberry. Strawberry is number 2 on the best berries list. 3, I don't even think this is a berry, but I'm going to put it on there because 3rd, which I would count kind of as a berry, I don't know, is a grape. A grape is, to me, similar to a berry, and that's going to be number 3. So that's the wild card. Number 4, I don't know, I guess number 4, you've got the raspberry, and number 5 is blackberry. Yep, those are the berries. So definitely, I don't know, that's a good scale, I think. I could ask the other guys, but rather just have them watch this later and realize that I'm just talking absolutely nothing while I walk down the portage trail.
So we're not going to drop the boats in here. I'm going to actually fish before we drop anything in the water. Wish me luck.
Oh, she's a big one. Oh, you're caught.
That's a bass. Where's my bass?
Congrats on the first catch of the trip.
Good size. Not in season.
So your first cast on this side of the portage?
Thanks, baby. Thanks, baby girl. Go back in there. There's no danger of going over that, eh? Pretty cool. All right, Rich has got a fish on. We saw it. We're sitting on the bridge, and we looked down there and saw a massive fish. Let's tighten it up. Holy, it's gonna die. Get it up.
Decent one.
That's a big bass.
It is. Damn.
All right, they're out of season, so
Out of season, so I gotta let her go.
smile, Rich.
actually make them float.
Okay, so it's approaching 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We're just exiting the Madawaska River into Lake of Two Rivers. You know, it took us longer than we thought. We're not really crunched for time, but with all the pullovers, and we stopped and fished most of the little pools, and we weren't pushing it too hard. So we've made it to one of, I think, 4 or 5 lakes that we need to go through now, back to Whitney. With the COVID restrictions right now, there is no crown land camping, front country camping, or back country. So I don't anticipate seeing many people out on Lake of Two Rivers today, which is too bad because it's gorgeous. We're gonna have a decent tailwind. We're just gonna scoot down and be the southern shore and hang our way into Pog Lake. Back there is the beach for Lake of Two Rivers campground, and there's Highway 60. Nice little lake. In the fall, the colors are pretty nice on this shore from the highway. Yeah, there's David Hasselhoff. Getting a little thin on top, Dave. So we've pulled over at Pog Lake Pog Lake Campground on the second beach, and we're all gonna go for a swim. It's been approaching 30 degrees all day, and it's starting to cloud over and get a little breeze now, but it has been a scorcher. So we're just gonna cool down, get some water on the sunburns, and a couple more lakes to go. I think it's Whitefish, Rock, maybe one more, and then Gallieri, and then we're back to Whitney. So go for a swim, paddle for a couple more hours, and then I think the plan tonight is some burgers at the Mad Musher.
Unless it's closed, then it's tailgate burgers.
Right? When in Whitney. Yeah, if it's closed, we brought burgers, but they just aren't the same, so. Time to get wet. All right, Eric. Compliments of Single Malt and Maps. Got your own bucket. Fuck yeah. There you go.
Customary lid.
Thanks for coming.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Welcome to the club. So we're approaching the dam on Pog Lake. Quick little portage, and then we're into the Narrows into Whitefish Lake. It's getting later in the afternoon, 4 o'clock-ish. 3 o'clock? 4:30. So we gotta make a little better time now and get back and get something to eat. Okay, so we're coming out of the creek from Pog Lake, and this is Whitefish Lake. 5 o'clock. Really cool pine here growing out of this little spit of land. It'll be falling over soon. You can see the cliffs all on the north shore. found since Cache Lake that you can camp on. So you can start seeing orange blazes. Everywhere else we've been today, there's been no campsites whatsoever. Nice lake, pretty long. Should have a prevailing wind at our back. Hopefully we make good time. And we're on to rock. Okay, so we're on the beach at the end of Whitefish Lake. Just having a little stand up, waiting for the boys to catch up. And we're gonna be going under this train bridge into Rock Lake.
Now that's some outdoor patio furniture I can get behind.
The cloud looks like a big fish.
That point. So we are passing the islands in the middle of Rock Lake. Pretty cool spot. It's actually really eerie not having really anyone else in the park, right on Highway 60. So camping's not allowed. Every campsite's empty, and we've seen only a handful of boats today. And the rock face here on Rock Lake, just awesome. Alright, it's getting later in the day. We're on the last portage. It's like 110 meters around a pretty big dam. This is the end of Rock Lake. I think it's into Aubrey Lake. And then that just becomes Galari or Galliari. I don't know how it's supposed to pronounce. Anyway, we're like Rich said on his last video, we did bite off quite a bit of distance today. Just a lot of miles, a lot of paddling. We weren't like super fast on the Madawaska. We fished quite a few pools, and we got a little behind schedule, but it was going to be a long day no matter what we did. Went for a swim. We're just worried now that we're coming out so late that the Mad Musher will be closed, but last portage of the day done. Around a man-made dam. And the bugs are coming out, so we need to get back on the water. They are thirsty. All right, let me put you down.
Oh, crikey. There's nothing more dangerous or scary than the 6 a.m. awakening of the Algonquin Eric. That's gross. Alright, so we already have our first problem of the trip. Brought a Coleman stove, but forgot to bring the adapter to connect the propane cylinder.
You got, I put in the new camera. 2 120.
Hit shots. Thunderbird. So far away. What are you singing?
I think it's Five Finger Death Punch, one of their newer ones. What pissed me off was I've literally caught more bass in Algonquin than trout at this point. And I don't know if there's been any recorded COVID infections from camping, but don't quote me. You, Doug.
There's like a gooseberry. I don't eat. I don't even know if I've eaten a gooseberry.
Schnozberry, tastes like schnozberry.
There's a haskap, which is like a weird elongated blueberry. So I'm assuming it's a berry of some sort. GoPro, stop recording.